Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Soundcheck, a programme that showcases up-and-coming British artists, allowing you to explore new and diverse music. I'm your host, Rhea Sunshine, and joining me on the show this week, please welcome Sgt Wolfbanger. Sgt Wolfbanger are a five-piece band hailing from Crewe. The bandmates first met whilst at college together, and since then they've been writing new music and gigging relentlessly. With a combination of powerful yet heartfelt songs under their belts, they've really been making their mark on the music scene. And with a new EP on the way and a tour sure to soon follow, please welcome Sgt Wolfbanger. Hi guys, how you doing?
Hey,
So, first and foremost, if you could go along the line, introducing yourselves, celebrity, datey, styley, who you are and what you do.
Okay, cool. I'm Gaz, and I play bass, guitar.
Hi, I'm Dan. Nice to sing.
Hi, I'm Rob. I play guitar.
Hi, I'm Nath. I'm the drummer.
Mike, and I'm lead guitar.
Good stuff, thank you very much. So first and foremost, Sgt Wolfbanger, when I heard you were coming into the studio today, a little part of me thought, okay, 70s porn star perhaps, where does the name come from?
It's the moustache that Gaz sometimes grows at the weekend.
Right, lovely.
That's what we call him. So we just sort of named the band after that, really.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that you...
It's not a 70s thing.
No?
It's a throwback to the 70s.
Right, okay.
If you searched it online, you'd find some pretty graphic pictures of Gaz.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So is that seriously where the name came from?
No, not at all. No, we started writing, me, Gaz and Rob, started writing when we were at school, and we were parodying like songs that were in the charts at the time, and sort of, well, they were quite graphic and not really appropriate, but they were, that was what we were doing at the time. There was just a completely daft sort of setting that we were sort of like working with. So we had the choice of two names really we came up with, and that was Sgt Wolfbanger and Team Banana. We ended up picking Sgt Wolfbanger, and we've just never really changed it. It's as simple as that.
The rest is history, so they say.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you could have been Team Banana sitting with me today.
Yeah.
Could have been a whole different type of porn star.
Yeah.
So tell me, moving on very swiftly, how do you describe the music that you make?
Very good
That
question.
was the hardest one, yeah.
Yeah, it's really difficult. I mean, we always like make the joke of, yeah, it's awful. I don't know, to be honest. How would you describe it?
It's sort of...
It's a mix of everything, I was
Yeah.
Someone said it sounded like Incubus before, so...
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Go with
That
that.
makes us sound good, doesn't it?
It's quite ambient, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird because we've all got quite different tastes and the styles that we bring to it. So you could listen to the intro of some of the songs and you'd just be hearing Mike plucking away and it'd be really ambient, and then you can listen to other parts of the song, skip forward 30 seconds and it's a completely different thing altogether. So
who writes the music that you make?
We all write
We're
together.
all right together.
And what kind of influences you to make the music?
All sorts, really, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, it's like, I'm into like dance music and stuff like that, really. And, like heavy beats. Not really into like band music, to be honest. Bit weird when I'm in a band. Who knows? But yeah, you guys are totally different things, aren't you?
absolutely. It's mainly Toast that inspires me. Toast is good.
So the song that you're going to perform for us later today is Coffee, and I'm assuming that was inspired by the hot drink itself?
No, I don't really know why we called it Coffee. We were kind of pressed for time on coming up with a name for the song, and I don't know whether that's going to stick.
I quite like it.
Yeah, it's
I like that.
What, coffee?
Yeah.
It's a nice drink. But yeah, we you know, the song itself is about a couple coming on hard times and just the rows that couples tend to have. But it's like that awkward situation where you're in a house with other people, or in this case a baby, and you really want to have at each other and like really have a good old row, but you can't. You've got to sort of do it all in hushed tones because you don't want to wake anybody up, and that sort of awkward situation where you never really get to let anything off your chest. So I don't know why it's called Coffee, really, because that's not even relevant, is
That's
it?
what you do. Instead of arguing, you're going to have a brew instead.
Yeah, just calm down, have a brew, yeah.
Do you think that kind of symbolises the band, that you're quite random and you're up for kind of a bit of a laugh with the music you make?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Definitely,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'd say so.
It's all about the fun, isn't it?
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
have a good laugh.
That's
So you don't
it,
take
mate.
it too seriously.
Absolutely, you just gotta
See what
enjoy
comes
it.
our way, and then, but in the meantime, just have a laugh doing it anyway.
Absolutely.
Well, you might not take it too seriously, but so far you've supported some pretty big acts, the likes of McFly, Go Audio, and even The Displacements. How did that all come about?
Contacts, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like who you know, not what you know, sort of thing. The McFly thing came off because I knew the person that was sort of setting it up, and he really liked our music, so it was a really good opportunity for us. Sort of, I don't know, put us on quite a different track with our music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because obviously they've got a lot of younger fans, which seem to have sort of started following us around, which is brilliant. But we like to sort of spread the fan base out. So
you've got 14-year-old screaming girls
do have quite a
chasing
few
down
of
the streets.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Bringing us ducks to
Yeah.
every gig.
And minstrels.
And minstrels.
Installs, yeah.
Yeah.
And lollipops.
Lovely.
They're really ace.
Little
so-
presents as well.
They're really
they make us
nice.
little presents.
Yeah, they're really nice. They bring us sweets and stuff. They're lovely.
Make us bracelets and all
Lovely.
sorts.
Yeah, they made a bracelet with a name on it
Yeah.
as
Oh,
well.
that's nice. You're not fashionably wearing it today, or
No, mine broke.
took good care of it then. So with all those support acts, which has been your favourite to date?
The nicest people with McFly, they were actually really sound. They were really cool to hang out with. They're nice guys. I don't know whether it's getting on the internet. Oh, screw it. Their tour manager wasn't very nice, but they were really sound about it, and they just moved to their own label. So basically, the tour manager was there to help them organise everything. But when he was being a bit grumpy with us, because we sort of wanted to hang out with them for a bit, they were just like, "No, go away. We want to chill out with these guys," which I thought was really refreshing, because we've supported quite a few sort of half decent bands that are sort of on the way up. And more often than not, they can be a bit arrogant. So it's nice to see someone that's like at the top of their game. I mean, granted, it's not the same sort of game that we're sort of involved in and what we're trying to do, but someone who is at the top of their game to be so genuine and so nice was really cool.
Did you learn a lot from them?
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. It sort of showed you exactly why they've done so well, because they were so laid back, they were so polite to everyone, they were so nice to everybody, and it's just sort of, it reinforces something like, I mean, we were talking earlier on about how we're sort of all here to have fun, and I think that the more laid back you are and the more polite and fun you are with everybody else, it does you a lot of good, and they sort of prove that by the way that they were. So
Good stuff. Now, if you could support anybody in future, anyone at all in the world, who would you choose?
We always have this question, don't we?
yeah, would have been Michael Jackson. That would have been wicked.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a bit dull now. Yeah. Just be us. So
Bad taste, but yeah, that's
that's
Michael
not going to get
Jackson's
shown,
probably.
is it?
Anybody else that's still with us that you'd like to support?
Go down the line. We should do this one in the line, because I think everyone would pick a different person, most probably.
Yeah.
Go on,
I'm going to go
Mike.
with Incubus, just so you two have to think of another one.
That's fine with me.
I'm going to go with Incubus because I can't think of another one.
I would have said Oasis, but they're split up
Oasis,
now,
yeah.
so U2, that would be an ace gig.
You too, yeah.
Okay, I'd go for Biffy, because I think they're the minute everything that they get involved in just turns to gold. And you read a lot of comments about their new songs, and you can see like die-hard fans going, they've sold out. They haven't changed at all. All that's happened is that they've got big, and I think that's something to like aspire to, and that's really cool.
Cool. I think like Kids in Glass House would be a good gig.
Yeah,
I think that'd be a really good show.
I saw them last year. They were ace.
That's it, yeah.
They were good.
Very good.
Good stuff. Now, you recently released your debut album called Think Inside the Box. How have you found it's been received so far?
Mixed
very
bag.
Mixed, yeah, very mixed, yeah.
I think we released it, basically we recorded about 24 tracks over the space of 2.5 years, something like that. And then when we got to the sort of stage where we wanted to further what we were doing, we picked the ones that were the best out of those. But obviously they were spread out over 2 years. So when we came to releasing it, the stuff that we were writing then is a lot different. So we were happy with it, but what we're actually aiming for isn't represented completely by the
Shows
album.
what we were doing at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I mean, we've released it as an album, which is absolutely right, but it's more of a best of from the last 2.5 years. We didn't really write it as an album would normally written. Normally, you'd write an album with a set goal, and they'd all be following the same sort of vein. Whereas it was literally, they were just the best songs that we've written over the last 2.5 years. So it was. It's quite a mixed bag. I mean, there's some stuff on there that's like super poppy, and there's some stuff on there that's just completely random. And I think it doesn't. It's not a true album in that sense.
Do you think it showcases what you can do?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It shows like the huge like variety of stuff that we can do. But
The good thing as well is from the reviews we've had on it, the good ones have all said, compared us to different people. No one said that we're the same between reviews.
And each
which is quite
reviewer
good.
said a different song is their favourite as well.
Yeah, which I thought was good for us to hear, because obviously we weren't sure sort of what what was going to be taken well and what wasn't going to be taken well. I mean, we tend to write just the songs that we enjoy playing, and we just sort of play with that idea. But to hear that, you know, so many different people who liked the album had different favourite tracks and compared us to different bands was really cool and really refreshing to hear. So
Good stuff. Now, since you've been together, you've gigged pretty much all over. What's been your favourite to date?
It'd have to be the McFly gig, wouldn't
It's
it?
going
It's gonna have to be McFly just because of the sheer amount of people that were there.
Yeah.
I did like the house party in Carlisle.
yeah, I was going to say that's probably
Living
my
room
favourite.
tours are always quite fun.
Yeah, absolutely. We did a gig at our friend's house in Carlisle for somebody's birthday, and it was literally us 5 in different corners of the room
Playing with everyone.
playing with everybody, and we were like in the middle of the crowd, and you call it a crowd. It was just literally a living room full of like 45 people. He lost his tooth.
I got my tooth smashed out by good old Rob
Yeah.
on a power
Very
swing.
rock and roll.
Yeah, it was it was pretty intense. Like we were all sort of really quite drunk, and so was everyone else there, and it was just a giant mosh pit, with and everyone trying to play guitar. I mean, I would have hated to hear that back.
I've heard it back, it's terrible.
So your favourite gig to date has been the one where you lost your 2 front teeth.
Yeah.
But if you could play anywhere else in the world, where'd you choose?
Wembley.
That takes
We've
out the
already
moon,
said this
doesn't
though,
it?
haven't we?
Yeah, we want to be the first band to play in space.
Yeah,
That's our
Which
main
is
goal.
the world.
that's it. I mean, like, why has no one done that? You just know, though, Richard Branson, like everyone should be trying to get signed to Virgin because he's got this new spaceship that's going to take people up there. How cool would that
We
be?
need to sort that out.
Gig in space. That's the,
It'd be
that's
So
the
is that the plan
aspiration.
for the next
Yeah,
12
absolutely.
months?
That's where we're
That's our main goal,
Not too
really.
far-fetched or anything.
Yeah, it's not ridiculous by any means.
Good to see you keeping it kind of grounded and
Yeah, absolutely.
realistic. Good stuff. Now, I hear a little rumour that there's actually a human being out there that changed their name legally to Sgt Wolfbanger.
Yeah, that's
What's the
actually true.
story there?
We played a gig in Manchester, and one of the guys who was roadieing on that gig was Daniel Bedingfield's younger brother. And we were talking to him about the band and what we were doing and all the rest of it and what we were up to at the moment, and told him about the name. And most people, as you've done, said, where did the name come from? But he didn't. He just went, oh yeah, one of my mates is called Sgt Wolfbanger, to which everyone just immediately didn't know what to do. It was just like, really? And yeah, apparently this guy's actually legally changed his name to Sgt Wolfbanger.
Wow, so that could be kind of a new mascot perhaps for the
Yeah,
band?
maybe. I'd like if he ever watches this, get in touch with us. 'Cause
Wonder if he's a
it'd be cool.
porn star.
Yeah, he might be a porn star. That's
Yeah,
true.
no, that could be a good mascot.
Yeah.
Now, what was the last gig you went to individually where you watched somebody perform on stage and you just wished it could have been you up there performing instead?
Every gig, isn't it, really?
For me, when I went to see Oasis and the Enemy supported it, and when he came out on stage and he was proper winding the crowd up, I thought, I'd love to be doing that. Brilliant it was.
I think most of the time we go to a gig and we'll watch a few songs like, wow, this is really good. And then we all sort of like look at each other and you can see it like just catch the eye of another person in the band. You just think,
I want to go do a gig.
yeah, I want to go and do that. Yeah. So every time you go to a gig, you still end up in that situation, I think. So, although embarrassingly, I am going to watch the X Factor live tour.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
Really?
Miserable.
yeah, I know. So yeah, which is appalling.
It is really.
Yeah, but I just think it'll be quite entertaining.
I'm sure it will.
You know.
Now, finally, in 12 months' time, other than performing in space with Richard Branson, where do you see yourselves?
Just there.
Doing those back.
That's the only goal.
Yeah, just what I want to do, right, honestly, I don't know whether it'd work so much with like a full drum kit, but I think we could, I mean, you could strap the cajon to your ass,
Thanks.
and then everyone else could just play acoustics, and I just think it'd be cool, like floating around in space with Richard Branson just doing a duet. I'd like to do that.
Can you sing?
I don't know.
Want me to
Who
find out?
cares? It's in space, man.
Give an audition. Or
Make sure he's good enough.
12 months' time, that's where you will see Sgt Wolfbanger. Thank you very much, guys.
No problem,
And if
thank you.
you want to hear more from Sgt Wolfbanger, visit myspace.com/Sgt Wolfbanger. And you can also see their music, hear their music, shall I say, on Spotify. Now, here we have our Challenge the Band segment of the show. This is very serious. You need to take this seriously, guys. On our board, we have a collection of music-related words, which are relative to music-related questions. To tie in with your band name, all the categories we've selected begin with the letter S, and with 90 seconds to answer as many questions correctly as you possibly can, you're competing to get onto our leaderboard, where Trip Hazard currently hold the top spot with 4 questions correctly. As soon as you're ready to go, pick a word and we shall get going.
Right, do we need to come first? Should we
Satchel.
Okay.
Satchel.
Which jazz musician got his name by shortening Satchel Mouth? Was it A, Charlie Parker, B, Louis Armstrong, or C, Freddie Hubbard?
Hubbard.
See ya.
I'm afraid you're wrong.
6.
Pick another.
6 it. Come on, lads.
Who was nominated for 6 awards at the 2001 Brit Awards but didn't win any of them? As A, Craig David, B, Eminem, or C, Khalees?
I think it was Craig David.
Yeah.
David.
Very
Get
right,
in.
well done.
Service.
Madonna used to work at the counter of which fast food restaurant? Was it A, McDonald's, B, Dunkin' Donuts, or C, Krispy Kreme?
Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Correct, well done.
Go on, get some. Right.
another.
Booyah.
Scrambled egg.
Which Beatles song did Paul McCartney use the word scrambled eggs at working lyrics before the actual lyrics were written? Was it A, Penny Lane, B, Yesterday, or C, Good Morning?
Good morning.
Penny Lane, I would have said.
You going with Good Morning?
Yesterday.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Afraid not. Next word.
I said yesterday.
Stage.
Who was the first rock star to be arrested whilst on the stage? Was it A, Mick Jagger, B, Jim Morrison, or C, Johnny Rotten?
Johnny Rotten.
Gotta be Johnny Rotten.
I'm afraid not.
No way. Star. You're not doing well here.
No.
Video Killed the Radio Star is the third most aired MTV video in history. But what is the first? Was it A, Britney Spears' Oops, I Did It Again, B, Linkin Park with Crawlin', or C, Peter Gabriel's Sledgehammer?
It's gotta be Britney.
I think it's crawling.
I'm afraid
We've got two.
that sound signals the end of the game. That was wrong, I'm afraid. The answer was wrong. With 2 points, you managed to get 3rd place on our leaderboard.
That's
Well done.
It's miserable, though.
Dreadful.
That's just
We
terrible.
were doing well at one point.
Yeah,
Thank you very much for joining
Yeah,
us,
at the beginning
and
before
well
we
done for
started.
getting 3rd place on our leaderboard.
Thank you, Nick.
Anyway.
We'll have a meeting about this later on.
I'm leaving.
Sgt Wolfbanger are now going to play us out with a performance of Coffee, and you can check out more of their music at myspace.com/Sgt Wolfbanger.
Hi, we're Sgt Wolfbanger and this song's called Coffee. Want my coffee black and I want a spoon of sugar in the bottom. The difference between us two is unlike you last night. I have not forgotten. It's a half-hearted lazy slap that wakes you up and points out all of your flaws. As you look at me with red-rimmed eyes, you start to cry. But please don't slam the door. And we're talking softly while we slug it out. Yeah, we're talking softly. Why do we always have to have these fights so late at night? Please don't wake the baby. Know the times are tight and we've been struggling to keep up with our payments. And as far as you're concerned, it's all down to me. But before I go upstairs, I grab your shit, go out and toss it on the pavement. I accept you live half the life, a bitter wife, this two-edged knife. This ain't the life that you wish it would be. And we're talking softly while we slug it out. Yeah, we're talking softly fight so late at night. Please don't wake the baby.
We hope you've enjoyed watching. Join us next week on Soundcheck for another instalment of fresh new music.